In Genesis chapter 34 records two brothers taking upon themselves to rescue their sister from her captors. And chapter 34 is titled, at least in mine, The Defiling of Dinah. Now, Dinah was a daughter of Jacob, and they are living in a new part of the land. It's called Succoth. And even though the Lord told Jacob to go to Bethel, which he did not. But anyway, so Dinah, it says Dinah went out into the land, into the town, to see what the other women do in this area, to just check out the culture, check out the area. Now it says a local prince named Shechem, son of Hamor, saw Dinah and took her, attacked her. And Scripture says, insulted and defiled her. Now, when word of this came to Jacob, her father, says he didn't do anything at the time because all his sons were out in the fields with the livestock. So I guess he's going to wait till his sons get back to do anything and to respond. Now, this prince has his father negotiate with Jacob, saying he wants now this woman to be his wife. Now, he doesn't love her, he's infatuated with her, but he just wants to keep her for his own. And also they know Jacob is a wealthy man, and not only do they want to have a marriage between Dinah and this prince, but also saying that Jacob's sons can marry their daughters of the city, and their sons of the city can marry Jacob's daughters. So, of course, when Jacob's sons hear of this, they're upset and infuriated. And in chapter 13, Jacob's sons respond saying that they cannot allow their sister or anybody else in their clan and their family to marry these Hivite men, what they're called, their Hivites, to marry because the Hivites are not circumcised. So Hamor, the prince's father, this local warlord almost, tells him and his son and every man in the city to agree to be circumcised. Now, when this happens, the reason that, but there was, Jacob's sons had other plans. So in verse 25, it says, on the third day, when they were sore, the two sons of Jacob, Simeon, and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords, came against the city, while it felt secure, and killed all the males. So, of course, everybody in Jacob's household had been circumcised, so they understand the pain, and they knew on the third day that every male in the city, because they thought they were safe, would be on it, not on their watch, not on their guard. And they were caught off guard, and they were killed. And then not only were they killed, but then the rest of Jacob's clan and his sons went to the city, took all, just basically looted the city, took anything and everything they could find, including the women and children, and then the livestock and anything of value. Now Jacob is upset, and the main reason he is upset is because he believes that the Canaanites and the other surrounding people of the area will be upset with him and maybe attack him, and Jacob still doesn't feel he's powerful enough, and he, of course, relying on his own strength and numbers and money, that the other tribes will retaliate for what his sons did. And of course, Simeon and Levi are, and the very last part of this chapter says, but they should he treat our sister like a prostitute. So they took it upon themselves to rescue their sister because they had, and bring her back, and then and they killed every male in that city. Now, of course, in this area that Jacob was living in, passing through, the culture was basically, in very many cultures today, especially when we look at the Middle East, if a woman is walking around without a male escort, whether it be her husband, father, brother, she is basically free game, and the people that assault her are not punished. It is viewed as part of their culture. But getting to the reason I struggled with this was because from my human point of view, my human mindset, if someone came and took and violated my wife, my sister, mother, I would do the same as Simeon and Levi. I wouldn't let anything stop me, and I wouldn't regret anything. I know that. You can argue right or wrong, but I know that would be my reaction. And in my human mind, I think that's right, and I think it's just. And to a point, I think it is just. And that's why I try to find a lot of commentary, especially online, and a couple of videos. To me, it seems the reason I struggle with it is a lot of the modern Christianity talk down to anybody that shows strength, and what I got out of most of the stuff I seen online is because they weren't willing to forgive, which I don't know how you can forgive what happened. There has to be consequences, just like now there has to be consequences, or you are disrespecting the victim, saying they are not worthy of justice. Now, the reason they may have been, Jacob was upset also, and then later, when Jacob is blessing his sons, that Simeon and Levi, he's still upset with them, is because their main reaction to anything is violence. Jacob and his sons did not ask God for any kind of guidance or to help them get their sister back. And they also used circumcision, which was considered holy and set apart. They used that as a trick so they can, of course, get in and get their sister. So from a spiritual standpoint, I understand that. But from a physical standpoint, for somebody that I enjoy most shows and movies that have a little bit of vigilante justice in it. Just like Tulsa King, Yellowstone, Reacher, all of them had that vigilante justice that is appealing to me, and I understand all this, and I think this is very done right with it. It is a very righteous thing to do, to go get your sister back from her captors and people who have violated her. So, and I think people need to understand that, and I think the problem with a lot of people that look at Scripture, that I don't think they study it, because you study, you try to understand it, that people that look at Scripture view these people as, I think a lot of people view them as some kind of characters from a Shakespearean play, where they're not quite real and maybe don't relate to them. But I want you, put yourself in their shoes, and what would you truly do? Not what you know is right, but what you know is the right answer of how you would react, how would you think, what would you say. And only then you can understand, and then also try to aim to be better, is when you understand the level that you're actually truly at. And bring it back around, I truly would do the same thing Simeon and Levi had done, and I probably wouldn't regret it. And that's just me. And I understand the spiritual point. And maybe something like that happened, I should ask for guidance from God. But the flesh and emotional would be very brash about it. And maybe God could have helped them get in and get their sister, have got righteous retribution and punish the perpetrators rightly. But they didn't ask for guidance. I think that maybe that's the biggest thing you can pull away spiritually from this, is they did not ask for guidance, and other things that led up to it was Jacob not understanding the culture that he was in, not being in the right place he was supposed to be in, and then also not relying on God and thinking that he's still not big enough, even though he knows God has chosen him, that he thinks that the other tribes are going to attack him and wipe him out. So when we read Scripture, let's try to look at it from all standpoints: emotional, physical, spiritual, and try to understand these people, because these are real people, and not think we're better than them. Of course, we can learn from them, but try to understand where they're at and how would you truly react in those situations.